Hello, I'm Brian Fitzgerald, the Golf Doctor, and today I'm going to show you what you need to do if you can't lower your score. So I've called it, if you can't lower your score, do this. So if this is your first time to this channel, welcome. This channel is all about helping you play better golf and lowering your golf score. One of the best ways to lower your score would be to click on the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, then you're notified of all of the tips as I release them every week. So as you can see, it's raining, so the original tip I was going to film today just went out the door. So I'm happy to stand here and get slightly wet because I really want to get that golf score lowered. So I hear from so many people telling me, I just can't lower my score. No matter what I do, I can't lower my score. Today, I'm going to talk you through the process of what we're going to do to lower your score. So it starts with a pen or a pencil and a scrap of paper. And what I want you to do, I want you to think of the last 4 rounds. And if you can't think of the last 4 rounds, do it on the next 4 rounds. But if you can, let's look back at what happened over the last 4 rounds. So the first thing I want you to think of is, how many penalty shots did you have over the last 4 rounds? So how many times did you hit a ball in a water hazard, out of bounds, or lost the ball and it cost you a shot? So I want you to write down how many of those you had and what club you used to get that penalty. Was it a driver? Was it a fairway wood? Was it a 7-iron? Whatever it was, just number of penalties and what club you used to make that penalty. So the next piece of information we need is, how many times did you hit the ball in the trees and you had to chip out sideways or backwards? If you chip out forwards, it's less of an important thing. We don't want to do it, but that's not bad. But if we actually chip it into a situation or hit the ball in a situation where we have to chip out sideways or backwards, so we need to mark down how many times that happened during the round, and once again, what club we used to hit the ball into that position. Okay, the next one's really important. I want you to mark down how many 3-putt greens you had. So not only do we mark down how many 3-putts you had, I want to know what distance your first putt was when you 3-putted. So was it 15 feet, 20 feet, 25 feet, whatever it is, give it an estimation. Just a bit of a clue, one pace is 3 feet. So you can sort of estimate what it was. So how many 3-putts and what distance you were with your first putt, not to the hole, but what was the length of the first putt when you did 3-putt. So another piece of valuable information is how many times you finished in a bunker and you did not get the ball onto the putting surface in one shot. So we need to know how many bunker shots you hit and how many you didn't get the ball out. Very, very important. And another good valuable piece of information is, when you were 30 paces from the green, whether we call it 30 metres or 30 yards, how many times did the ball not finish on the putting surface? So once you're 30 paces from the hole, you want your next shot to be struck with a putter. So how many times did that not happen? So the final piece of information we need is, how many shots did you finish short of the green? It's surprising how many people finish short of the green. So get a number, add them all up, and then we can start doing a bit of a strategy to work out our game plan to fix that. So now we have all our information that we need, and we can see our strengths and our weaknesses. Once we know what our weakness is, then we can work on fixing that weakness. Now the obvious thing if you're hitting too many penalty shots with a driver is, don't necessarily go and bust yourself out on the range trying to hit driver better. Take the simple approach. Don't use driver. Try 5-wood, try hybrid, do something different. We have to move the needle. So later on we can get you back hitting the driver, but in the short term, let's just try and get the ball into play. So a 5-wood or a hybrid works really, really well in those circumstances. Similarly with when you're chipping it out, if you're chipping it backwards or chipping it sideways, you hit the ball in the trees. Look at what club's causing that. Is it the driver? Is it the fairway wood with your second shot? Maybe consider don't hitting the fairway wood for your second shot. Hit an iron. Just think outside the square. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's just purely, we want to move the needle in the downward direction for score. So distance putting is critical. If you're 3-putting, generally you're leaving yourself too far from the hole, or you've got really poor distance control. So what I want you to work on is, as I said in a video before, put a 3-foot circle of golf tees around the hole, and then try and get some 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet or so, try and get the ball to finish as near as you can inside that 3-foot circle. Because if you can hit inside the 3-foot circle, you will stand a better chance of 3-putting less. It's starting to rain, but hey, it's only water. we need the water to put these fires out that we've got in Australia. If you can't get the ball out of the bunker first time, I look at it, you've got three options. You can look at my videos and look at how to get out of bunker. I'll put a link to a playlist about all my bunker videos so you can look at. Ideally, the best thing you can do is go and get a golf lesson on how to fix that bunker issue. That would be my preferred method. The third one is don't get in the bunker. Hit a club that won't get you into the bunker. If it means leaving it short of the bunker, it's much easier to chip it onto the green than it is to hit a bunker shot. If you chip it on, 2-putt, you've just added 3 to your score. If you hit it in the bunker, you might leave it in the bunker, get it out, and then you're a bit hot under the collar and you might 3-putt. So you've wasted 2 shots, not 3. I mean, you can actually go back and forth too. So just keep it simple. Sometimes if you can't fix the bunker shots, avoid them like the plague. Leave it short, reposition yourself so you just can't get the ball in a bunker. So when it comes to pitching from 30 yards, really practice that. Do that a lot. Don't spend hours on the range busting yourself trying to hit lots and lots of golf balls. Do it. And I think the best method is try and pick 3 targets out. Pick a 20, 30, 40 metre target and just hit alternate pitch shots to those. Get really good at distance control and you're definitely going to lower that score by fixing that. And the final one, which is a real doozy, it's so easy to fix, is that number of how many shots you missed short will be amazing. It's often around 50 to 70%, somewhere in that range. And the reason that happens is you might say, I hit a 7-iron 130. And sure, on your best shot, your 7-iron probably will go 130. But you only do that 2 to 3 times out of 10. The others you miss-hit, or you might even hit one too far. So what I would like you to do is consider hitting one more club into the green, because then you can miss-hit it and still get it on that front edge of the green instead of miss-hitting it and leaving it short. Sometimes you can consider hitting 2 clubs. In fact, I recommend anything over 100 metres, add at least 1 club. If it's under 100 metres, stick to the club because that's your distance control and your pitching shots. So I would really work on that. Now, if you can do all of your analysis, come up with a strategy as I've described here, you will definitely start moving the needle on your score and you will get lower. So if you need a hand with coming up with these strategies, feel free to make contact. I'm sure you'll work out how to do it. The least of which, just put it in the comments below. Thank you for letting me help you with your golf. I'm Brian Fitzgerald, the Golf Doctor, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.